Timothy Caulfield is a pseudoscience mythbuster who knows all this kind of stuff. He's also the Canada Research Chair in Health Law and Policy and a professor at the University of Alberta. So, Timothy, thank you for joining us. As a tea drinker, this one in particular is all over my feeds, the supposed magic of green tea. Let's listen to this.
When you want to lose weight, there are very limited drinks you can consume. Green tea is one of the best drinks out of that few.
Green tea, one of the best out of the few. The green tea diet, does it make any sense?
No, it doesn't. There's a short answer, and it's often associated with the word cleanse and detox. I don't know if you've seen that too. Really, first of all, if you see detox or cleanse, that's a big red flag to ignore. Look, tea is healthy. There's this growing body of evidence that suggests it has health benefits. And yes, there have been some studies to suggest that green tea has some metabolic properties that might help weight loss. But look, the benefit is so small. And I think this is a good example of the reality that there is no superfood. There's no magical supplement that's going to work. And green tea is in that category. Hey, if you enjoy it, fantastic. It's not a magical solution.
Okay, you're starting to break my heart. Let's take a listen now to someone else who's touting the keto diet.
So, why would someone even want to do a keto diet? The simple answer is fat loss. When people try keto diets, they lose weight.
So I wanted to listen to more of him, right? Because I think some of these ads are very compelling. And this is one of those diets I know a lot of our audience have heard a lot about, maybe tried it themselves. What does the science say about it?
Well, there's a little more nuance with this one. Yeah, there have actually been clinical trials on this to explore how beneficial it might be. So let's just focus on the weight loss aspect of the story. The long term, so if you're looking long term, it's not impressive. The data is not impressive. It's messy, but it's not impressive. People sometimes have short-term benefit, and I think that's why people think, oh, this works. In other words, they lose weight in the short term, but long term, and of course that's the key, there doesn't seem to be any magical performance. And the other thing that's important here is if you go on an extreme version of this, like the ancestral, like the Liver King, for example, eating raw liver and nothing else, there could be some nutritional issues also, not enough fiber, not enough fruits and vegetables. So I'm going to put this in the category of no magic. There is some benefit, perhaps short term, tough to maintain long term, but I think we need more data long term. But it's not going to be the miraculous cure that everyone's hoping for.
So people hear keto, and I realize we're talking about it as if everyone knows what we're talking about, but of course some people won't. What's a dime store version of what it means?
Well, keto is one of those diets that focuses on a macronutrient, and here we're talking protein. So the idea is we should be eating more protein, almost all protein for the extreme version of it, and that's going to have a metabolic benefit. And there's some interesting research about that in particular context, and also help you lose weight. But the interesting thing here is there is some theory that it helps with your appetite, right? As compared to eating carbohydrates, makes you feel more full, and that might be why you see that short-term benefit. But again, whenever you're talking about weight loss, you have to look long-term. And the other thing you have to look at is can you maintain this?
Okay, let's take one last look at intermittent fasting, this idea that you go for long periods of time without eating.
Many studies have shown that intermittent fasting improves people's health and helps in losing weight.
Again, one of those trends that people may have tried, maybe on the verge of trying this new year. What do they need to know about it, really?
Well, this is a super popular one right now. A lot of people feel really strongly about this one, and I think this of the three is kind of the most interesting. We have seen a lot of clinical trials emerge, and again, just focusing on weight loss, because there's another story with intermittent fasting about metabolism and dealing with other health issues. But let's focus on weight loss, and by and large, it's the same story as keto. Long term, it looks like it doesn't outperform other diets. And look, I'm a science policy person. I try to look at this very holistically. And for example, there's a study that was in New England Journal of Medicine in April of last year, 2022. and it found it did not perform better than calorie restriction over 12 months for weight loss purposes. But if this is a diet that works for you, this is how you want to take your calories, you find it easier to do a calorie restriction using the fasting model, then perhaps that is something you might want to think about. And of course, what you want to do is you want to talk to your family physician about what's best for you.
Always the best advice. Tim, thank you.
Thanks so much.